Good evening, you're watching the news from the Sultanate of Oman television. First, the headlines. The Israeli aggression continues over the Gaza Strip, with death toll hitting over 34,000, while the United Nations calls for allowing larger and more diverse amounts of aid to enter the Strip. And flash floods in Tanzania result in 155 deaths, along with extensive infrastructure damage affecting about 200,000 people. Those were the headlines. Now for the news in detail. His Majesty Sultan Haytham bin Tariq sent a cable of greetings to His Majesty King William Alexander of the Kingdom of the Netherlands on the occasion of his birthday. His Majesty the Sultan sent a cable of greetings to His Excellency President Cyril Ramaphosa of the Republic of South Africa on his country's National Day. His Majesty also sent a cable of greetings to His Excellency President Faure Gnassingbé of the Republic of Togo on his country's National Day. His Majesty Sultan Haytham bin Tariq sent a cable of greetings to His Excellency President Julius Maada Bio of the Republic of Sierra Leone on his country's independence anniversary. The Health Ministry in Gaza said that at least 34,356 people have been killed in the territory during more than 6 months of war. The sources indicated that 5 Palestinians were murdered in an Israeli raid on a building belonging to the International Committee of the Red Cross in Gaza City, adding that a Palestinian fisherman was martyred and another was injured by Israeli Coast Guard fire while they were working off the coast of Rafah. A ministry statement said that the tally includes at least 43 deaths in the past 24 hours, adding that 77,293 people have been wounded in the Gaza Strip since the war began after October 7th attack. The United States and France have called for an independent investigation into the mass graves in Gaza. The White House said that Washington supports opening an independent investigation and obtaining information regarding the mass graves in the Gaza Strip discovered in the Al-Shifa and Nasser medical complexes in the Gaza Strip. The United Nations Human Rights Office called for an international investigation into the mass graves in Gaza after the Palestinian authorities confirmed that they had discovered a burial site in major medical facilities located in the middle of the Gaza Strip, in which bodies of more than 400 people were found after the Israeli occupation forces withdrew from the city of Khan Yunis. Deputy Executive Director of the United Nations World Food Programme, Karl Skau, said that the northern Gaza Strip is still heading towards famine and called for allowing larger and more diverse amounts of aid to enter the Strip. In a related context, Pentagon spokesman Pat Ryder said that the U.S. military has begun helping to build a temporary port off the coast of the Gaza Strip aimed at accelerating the flow of humanitarian aid to the Strip when it begins operating upcoming May. Ryder added that he continues to work with the international community to deliver relief supplies to the Gaza Strip. The dock will initially handle 90 trucks per day. From its part, the United Nations said the average number of trucks entering Gaza daily during the current month is 200 trucks. The United States announced an initial batch of long-term military aid to Kyiv worth $6 billion. The batch includes contracts for U.S. defense companies to produce new military and air defense equipment, artillery shells, missile systems, and armored vehicles from military stocks. The United States of America agreed to provide military aid worth $61 billion to Ukraine. The Prime Minister of Greece said that the country cannot offer air defense systems like Patriots or S-300 to Ukraine, responding to pressure from EU and NATO allies to send more military aid to Kyiv. The Russia have stepped up air attacks on Ukraine, EU governments are under pressure to supply more protective systems to Kyiv, especially countries like Greece and Spain that have such systems in their arsenal. Greece has sent to Ukraine in the past thousands of rockets, explosives, IVFs, vehicles, high-explosive incendiaries, ammunitions, and anti-tank rockets. NATO troops have created additional threats to Russia by moving closer to its borders, but Moscow has no military or geopolitical interest in attacking NATO states, Defense Minister Sergei Shoigu has cited as saying by the TASS news agency. Shoigu was also quoted as saying today that Washington was deliberately dragging out the conflict in Ukraine by exerting unprecedented pressure, including on its partners. Flash floods in Tanzania have resulted in 155 deaths and 236 injuries, along with extensive infrastructure damage, as heavy rainfall has affected many parts of East Africa, triggering floods and landslides. In Kinondoni, one of 5 districts in Tanzania's capital city of Dar es Salaam, many roads were flooded and residents had to splash their way across the river. About 200,000 people were affected in 14 provinces across the country, and more than 10,000 houses were damaged. The Tanzania Meteorological Authority said heavy rains are expected to continue until May. Still to come in our news bulletin. Pioneering projects and student innovations are revealed by activities of the first Forum for Creativity and Innovation in Salalah. Welcome back to the news from the Sultanate of Oman television. Amid wide participation from camel owners and interested parties, the Omani Camel Racing Federation, in cooperation with Oman Shell Company in Al Zahira Governorate, organized a race that included 15 rounds in Ibri. The race rounds witnessed exciting competition among the participating camels, which included various kinds. The event included an honoring ceremony for those winning the first places in the race. It is worth mentioning that such events aim at preserving this kind of sports, which are considered a part of the pure Omani heritage. The activities of the Arab Festival for International Cultural Creativity in its second edition were launched in the Wilaya of Salalah. The festival focuses on enhancing Arab cultural dialogue by highlighting the talents of poetry, theater, literature, and art among the participants. The event also included a number of seminars and programs by the participating countries with the aim to get acquainted with Arab cultures and traditions, as well as enhance tourism aspects and communication among the people of the participating countries. To stimulate the capabilities of Omani youth and empower them in the field of innovation, the activities of the first Forum for Creativity and Innovation were included at the University of Technology and Applied Sciences in Salalah. The forum witnessed participation of a group of students from private and government schools and colleges in the Governorate of Dhofar. The event aimed to support students' ideas and innovation, as well as entrepreneurship opportunities, in addition to exchange of expertise along the gatherings of researchers and innovators. This is the Sultanate of Oman television. Before we end tonight's bulletin, here are the main points once again. The Israeli aggression continues over the Gaza Strip, with death toll hitting over 34,000, while the United Nations calls for allowing larger and more diverse amounts of aid to enter the Strip. And flash floods in Tanzania result in 155 deaths, along with extensive infrastructure damage affecting about 200,000 people. With that, we come to the end of tonight's bulletin. From all of us here at the newsroom and the studios, it's good night and enjoy your weekend.